It is Never Run Alone. I'm back on the mic. I've got three fresh faces, the ever presence of the pod. We've got Cam Merrick, fresh off a big bowl of satay chicken and kombucha. So excuse the noises as they come through his microphone. And as
Don't
well,
just feel for races, mate. Feel for pods.
Feel for pods as well. We've got also Chris Farrencothen and Sissy Bergman. Delighted
Good
to see
evening.
you all. Sissy,
What's
how are we
up?
feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Really great to have you back, Rin. Cam did, an all right job last week with the intro, but it's
Tough
no Rin
crowd.
McDonald. It's no Rin McDonald.
It's a tough crowd.
How are
You
you
just
feeling,
fall
Rin?
into old habits, I reckon. But I thought you did great, Cam, last week. The Instagrams, big fan of that. You're picking up on all the little bits, so kudos to you,
It's
mate.
the little things, at least,
Yeah.
you recognize it.
Yeah, nah, big love. We'll get Sissy to host, I reckon, at some
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Oh, come on.
Maybe she can host the Boston Finish Line pod.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Good motivation to run faster. I've got to get to the pod.
Yeah. You'll have the mic just waiting for me at the finish line after I come
Exactly.
struggling across the
Perfect.
line. So
Perfect. Just slightly behind Cam. That'll be me.
lovely, lovely. So
Perfect.
this week we are going to be chatting running content and a bit of content in general. There's been a big article that's actually just dropped earlier today with a particular pop star. You may all know his name, but we'll come to that in maybe 15 minutes or so. But we were planning to chat running content before that particular article dropped live, so quite predictive. What's the word? I don't know.
One you love, serendipitous.
Serendipitous, thank you. I was going blank on the word there. Predictive didn't quite fit, but yes.
1 week off the
serendipitous,
pod and he's lost it.
one of my favorite words. Yeah, I'll get back into the rhythm, don't you worry. But we have
Like a horse to
also we've got a bit of a Tokyo recap. Big race over the weekend, an Australian athletics update as well. Cam, coming to you on a few things there. And as always, buy, sell. I missed Sissy's speed round last week. I'm spewing, but I thought you did a great job. But we won't be doing that this
Thank
week.
you.
That'll be maybe a bi-weekly, once a month sort of thing. But as always, we're going to jump into some warm-up questions. Thank you, Chris Farrencothen, for posting up the Instagrams. If you want to partake in this, please head over to our Instagram on the day of the pod. We usually record on a Wednesday, but feel free to DM us at any time your questions for us when we warm up. And we're going to start with Sissy Bergman. She got a question in, wants to
Thank you.
know favorite chocolate bar. Sissy, might as well start with you. What's your favorite chocolate bar?
It is the most elite chocolate bar in the entire world. It is the Kit Kat.
Ooh.
It is so
chunky
perfect.
or classic?
I go classic. I like to break off each little quarter, nibble all the chocolate, and then I eat the center. And it is just the best chocolate bar in the world. And I will not have anyone say anything against it.
Do you eat a Magnum by eating all the chocolate first and then the ice cream?
You mean, do I eat it the correct way? Yes, I
You're
do.
a sicko. Get out of here.
Chocolate first.
What?
Chocolate
That is pretty
first.
wild, quite frankly.
No,
You've
no.
actually just reminded me that I've got chocolate ice cream in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Which is brilliant. But yeah,
Yes.
Kit Kat, I like it. I prefer a chunky myself.
Fair.
Kit Kat
I don't.
chocolate.
I
I
love
like
a
a
chunky
chunky,
so much.
but Kit Kat's just the
Yeah.
best chocolate bars.
It is rock solid. Chris,
Mm.
what have you got?
I love a twirl.
A twirl.
Wow.
A
Would
flake.
not have expected that.
A flake
I
is
think it's one of the most
possibly
overrated.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think
feel like it's
a
just air.
flake. You love a Kit Kat. What's the difference?
Yeah. There's a bite to it.
Okay.
let me sell it to you. A flake is possibly it. I love the texture of it, but it's the most impractical chocolate bar of all time. Whoever
Mm.
Yeah.
designed that, idiot. But you wrap it in chocolate in its own little case, and you have a twirl. Perfect bar.
Okay.
Huge.
It's
I'm
pretty
not with
mid.
it, if I'm
It's
honest.
pretty mid. Yeah. I feel like you don't get your value for
Pretty mid.
chocolate.
Wow.
You just don't get any
Tough.
chocolate.
Wow. That is that's tough. Interesting. Rinners, what do you got?
Mate, for me, it's got to be Snickers. And to be honest, it's been a while.
Dude, I love a Snickers so much.
You could say Mars bars. Mars bars are solid, but Snickers just, you add the nuts. and it's just
It's true.
phenomenal. It's not too hard. I like a picnic, but you're also at risk of breaking
Are you-
teeth there.
Are you my dad?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Love
could
that.
be. I could be, Daddy. So yeah, I'll lock in Snickers. Thank you.
Interesting.
One for the
I do
listeners
love
there.
a Snickers, especially like a cold Snickers. Like I like my stuff in the fridge, so I like it
Mm.
like cold. Work through it because it's gonna melt within a little bit. But I like a Twix. I'm a Twix guy.
Okay. You came at me for an overrated chocolate bar. Shut the hell up, man.
Twix are
Twix-
good. I'll back that
Twix,
up.
chocolate, caramel, and biscuit all together.
Twix
great.
is like
They're
a Kit
solid.
Kat with caramel. So
Exactly,
I'm here
exactly.
for it. Yeah, I'm
So
here
Twix are
for
top
Snickers,
it.
five.
I think, is probably my close second. But yeah, Twix is a great one for me.
Yeah.
Great.
Or-
Get two. You can give one to someone else. It's nice.
You sharing? I'm not a sharer. No thanks.
No.
Usually I'd give them half of one of the two, so I'd get like 3/4 to 1/4. But
That's why I'm a
Yeah.
Kit Kat chunky guy. You can't really break a chunky.
No.
Yeah,
You can with
no.
the other one.
This is true.
Just
I
buy
love that we
two of the
all
chocolate bar.
have different chocolate bars. I did not expect that. I thought there'd be some
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
over there, but yeah,
Real split field.
yeah,
very much
My
so.
nostalgia, childhood nostalgia, is going to the football to watch my dad and buying a chocolate bar at the start of the game, putting it in the pocket, and eating it at 3/4 time. Phenomenal.
Would it be all melted?
Nah, not melted. It's Melbourne. It's cold as.
True. True.
Never
True.
melts.
Mm,
yeah.
mm.
Melbourne in football season.
Good question,
Speak-
sis.
Footy is back.
I like
Thank
it.
you.
I like
Thank
it.
you.
Footy is back. It's coming back tomorrow night. We're back. Next up, tuna sandwich. He's hit us with a triple. Let's go with biggest
Maybe a
session.
triple.
Biggest session fail / bonk and lessons you took from it.
Oh.
Sissy, I know you had a rough one, I think, last weekend. Do you want to share
Yes.
that? If I can come to you
Yes.
first. No
Raw.
hate. No hate.
Raw.
But
It
yeah,
was,
raw.
yeah, that's probably the biggest fail of a session I've ever had. I had a 30K progressive run with a 13K warm up and then 3K at race pace times 4 with a 1K float, something like that. But warm up felt fine. I've been feeling a little bit off. I probably mentioned it last week in the pod for quite some time, and I couldn't really figure out what was going on. And was a little bit nervous for this run just from how I was feeling. I thought I was kind of overcooking it with all the social events and just spreading myself too thin. And went out for this session. And yeah, after the warm up, as soon as I went into my first rep, I just felt horrific. By the last K, it was like, felt like I couldn't breathe. Hitting my paces was like, felt like an all out effort. And then by the second round, I just went, I'm either going to just completely stop running or I need to just change the session. So I ended up just reducing it down and doing what I could in that moment. And it was just kind of humbling because I haven't actually really, I've been quite lucky where all my sessions, I feel like I've hit my paces. Everything's felt like really strong. And it was just a bit of an eye opener that that's not always the case. So yeah, but also it's not that deep and it's fine. And sometimes we can't smash out every session. I had a little sucky moment on Saturday, and then by the afternoon I was like, who cares? There's like, it's fine. It is what it is. You just got to move on and just deal with the fact that not every session's going to go the way you want it to. And that's just part of training at the end of the day. So I think I've just been lucky previously. And it was just a good reminder that this is just what happens when you're in a block sometimes. So
Big,
that was
love
my
that.
biggest
big
fail.
lessons.
Big lessons.
Good
And
job,
then-
girl.
Turns out when I put a post about it, I had so many people reach out to me that said, I feel the exact same way at the moment. I'm also struggling. Yeah, I've also failed a session or whatever it might be. So it goes to show that it's just super common. And
And then you
Yeah.
had me this morning going, yeah, I'm not surprised you bonked that session. That first rep, you look like death.
yeah, literally, like you look like you were working. And I'm like, I was, yeah, it was awful. Yeah. But yeah, it just gets scarier. You know, you run faster and you've got harder
Yep.
efforts to do, a lot more work to put in, and you just go, gosh, this is not just running for vibes anymore. This is like, it's like a full-time job.
Seriously, the dream.
Yeah,
Totally.
fully. But yeah, that was one of my biggest fail, I would say.
Love it. Chris, what have you got? Worst session, biggest learning?
I think the one that comes to mind was the session that Cam, myself, and James Caspers did.
I remember the session.
And we were all doing the same. It was like a fartlek. Like I think it was cutting
really
down
weird
on time. It was a
session.
weird session.
It was one that you'd seen on Instagram or something, and you're like, let's do this.
And we were all like, let's just try it. It'll be fun.
Not the mile, the mile fartlek or something.
No, it was like miles, and then it was like 5 by like 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, and then like 5 by like a minute on, 30 seconds off, or something like that. Like it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah, it was rough. Anyway, you go.
It was super brutal, and I think like I went into it, not like, I don't want to say cocky, because I definitely wasn't. I think I just myself, Cam, and James were at like different running levels. Cam obviously sitting well and truly above us, but I was sitting probably above where James was at the time. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to like crush this workout. And James ended up smoking me. And I absolutely bombed so hard. I think I only got through maybe 3 of the 2 minutes and then 2 of the 1 minutes. I was just finished. Like gut in absolute turmoil, just not having a good time. And yeah, I think it was a real eye opener to go, you actually don't know the ability of the people that you're running with when you are in a session, and B, I think it was it was a nice reality check of like, oh, you can't just like pull a session out of your butt. You got to kind of work up to those kind of things. And so I think like a lot of people, myself included, will see a wild session on Instagram or something like that and go, oh, that actually looks like a lot of fun. And sure, it might be fun, but that person's been running 160 Ks a week for the last year. So it was a bit of a reality check session, and I think it put me nicely in my place.
When was that? What was the timing?
Maybe 18 months ago.
Like 2024.
Probably before my first marathon, I reckon, or maybe like just after. Like, because we weren't that far up. I remember like we ran a lot of it together. I don't know.
I think you broke away in the back half of the 2 minutes. We did the first half of the workout all together, and then
correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Good learnings, and you've come on leaps and bounds, you'd say.
Hope so.
Done a few sessions since.
One or two.
I was struggling to think of one, but then your story there prompted the, what would we call it? The 5 bridge loop.
The 7 bridges.
7 bridges loop.
7 bridges. Yeah,
I know the one.
At them in. So yeah, the 3 of us boys, we did this 30 Ks. We're also there with Josh Everett, who's just happened to randomly join, but
thing.
We dropped him pretty early. He's certainly great runner, but not quite where we were at the time.
I think he came in 15K in or something like that, and we were just starting a 30K run. It was like,
he was
not the best one to jump into.
I think he stayed with us for two hills and then was gone. And then we just randomly saw him again later on. But that run, I just remember dying towards the end and still had you boys in sight, but it's the spider run. I claimed I woke up having swallowed a spider in the night. Like that's what it felt like. And I don't know if you guys have ever had that feeling. Just putting it out there, because apparently it's a fact that we swallow spiders throughout our lifetime whilst we sleep.
Wait, you this isn't like a euphemism. You genuinely felt like you swallowed a spider.
Yeah, like a little.
That is
not
so
like a huge,
random.
Yeah, it's happened to me multiple times. Like I used to live, my parents where I grew up, probably TMI for the pod, but little bit of an attic sort of bedroom with my brother when we were from the age of 5 to 12 or something. And I slept near a window that had a big gap in it, and there was spiders just in that gap. So I got pretty chill with it, but I reckon I would have had my fair share of spiders in that time. And so I reckon I had one the night before this run, woke up, didn't feel great, but didn't want to bitch the run, and just struggled.
Ended up
big
bitching
time.
the run.
Well, yeah.
It was like, I think it was 30K with 2, it was 5.
2 pushes.
Two 5K pushes,
10K.
Or 10Ks.
Or maybe 2 10K pushes, yeah.
I don't know. It was a big session.
Anyway, I remember being super windy and just running it up that Glazeville Bridge and being like, I'll take the wind, but I just remember being like, it was just like fucked.
Take the wind, but it's coming at us from all sides, essentially.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, but yeah,
just no
I mean,
tailwind.
Yeah, yeah.
Sideways.
I think you guys were like a month out from New York, and I was about 6 weeks out from Queenstown. I think it was our first big run together.
It was. We've talked about it a few times on the pod. So yeah, died in that one, and I guess the learnings were just prepping better in the week and fueled well. That
Get some mouth
subsequent
tape,
week to
mate.
come, and not fueling on
Call it
spiders.
pesty.
Call it pesty. And then I think I ended up dropping both of you in the session the next week at Centennial.
Yeah, I had a stinker the next week.
Imagine that. I dropped Cam Merrick in a session. Those are the days.
Yeah, cooked me.
So yeah, that was me, Cam. You gonna talk about the one that I cooked you in? Is that your biggest block?
No, not that one. That one I was fine with. I think there's probably two. I had one that was, I just remember like it was right before we did a pod, a Wednesday morning one, and I just felt like atrocious. Like just couldn't hit my paces at all. But I was thinking to the Melbourne one where I pulled the pin.
I was there,
and it was you were there. You're on the bike, and it was like 36. It was like the last sort of big workout. It was like meant to be 4 by 6K, like monster session, and I think I got like 4K into the third rep, and my hip was just flaring up, and I just went like, no, can't do it. Like, yeah, it was a real like probably had at least a K and a bit of mental. Is this worth like gutting out, or is it like bad enough to stop? And I think that was a learning that from that session, is that there is a fine line between pushing through pain and also understanding what's going to cause you long-term damage. I'm often one for like I run a lot of my runs with probably like, somewhere between a 0 and a 2 out of 10 of some kind of ache, pain, soreness, whatever. Like I'm just, I just ran this tonight and my legs felt like cinder blocks. But that's just the nature of volume. And like I know we've spoken about before, but playing soccer over the years, you're constantly used to having little knocks everywhere, and
you're never
fine with that.
Never niggle free. Hey,
exactly. Yeah. Like you always got something, and that's fine because like I know the difference. But this was like I could feel it was going to cause me longer term damage, so I just pulled the pin, and mentally that really did suck. Like I had to properly reset after that and just do everything I could to get right and just sort of zoom out. That was a real like big zoom out moment of, get to the day, get to like prioritize race day, don't prioritize the workout. So yeah, it sucked. I remember being pretty gutted about it. I was a bit upset, and just like, I love like nailing those big sessions before a marathon, but yeah, that was that whole block itself taught me a lot around just perspective and what you got to do to get to race day in one piece, and the sort of ducking and weaving that you sort of do if you don't have a clean block. So
great stuff.
Not easy.
But you've nailed it since. And how have
We're
you
all
felt?
greens this block.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say maybe we can chat about that obviously a little later in the pod. But it seems like you're well on track to potentially go that 3 minutes quicker for your 3K cash from Puma.
Beers on me if so.
Speaking of Puma, yeah. Oh, and that has obviously been those warm up questions. So thank you, Sissy. Thank you, Tuna, and thank you to everyone who gets involved. Get around us on Instagram, and if you're listening, obviously subscribe wherever you are. We're going to jump in now to the main topic that we wanted to discuss, which was content and running content creators. I know that we've had a few people on the pod over the journey thus far who you could class as content creators, but also we've had some elite runners who dabble in content. It might not be their main point of what they're trying to get out of running. Someone like an Andy Buchanan has spoken about, wanting to put more things out there because he thinks running influencers, so to speak, do it very well, and it's something that the elites need to do more of in order to bring more attention to the sport of running. But I thought we'd all chat about some of our favorite running creators. We're all putting out a bit more. Sissy, you've been putting out quite a bit of late. We've been obviously all four of us putting out some things on Never Run Alone socials a bit more consistently. We've obviously been doing the pod, which you wouldn't class as short form content. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. Who wants to go first? Who's got a favorite running creator that they want to highlight? Chris, I feel like you're getting ready to talk.
I got a couple, and I think I've spoken about them before, various points on the pod. But I think I really like Eric Floberg and Joe Greer are my two, like, I love what they touch and what they put out. Both of them are, in their own rights, pretty incredible photographers, videographers. So the content obviously looks incredible. But they're both just like, I mean, early to mid 30s dads. Like I think he's got like 15 kids. Lives at, like,
these are like 4, but it's a lot for
4
like
kids, but
what he's doing.
It's massive. He like runs his own business and is trying to run a 2:30 marathon. Like he's got a bit on. But I think he's got a really measured approach to training, but then also fatherhood and being a good husband and all of the above. And so kind of wraps up my entire life in his content. Which is
and
cool.
It looks great.
And it looks
it's
so
your
good.
aesthetic.
It's
your
so
aesthetic.
Good. Yeah. And I think more on the artier side, Joe Greer is just like one of the most incredible photographers the world has. And is also in that like probably 235 range runner, has been plagued by injury for the last kind of 18 months. But has put out some pretty incredible content. There's a documentary on him called The Moving Still, which Floberg made. And it's so stunning.
Great documentary.
Joe's just got a pretty awful childhood and story, but then it's a pretty beautiful just story about how he has ended up where he is now, and shot incredibly well, and storytelling is very, very good. So those are my two runners.
Great shout outs. And we had Joe Greer on the pod.
We
don't
did.
even know when it was. Started last year. So it's been an episode that maybe has slipped through the cracks, but certainly one as well that has gotten, I think, the most downloads on YouTube, probably because of that name, Joe Greer.
Yeah.
We'll get some clips out, but go back and give that a listen. Great shouts. Do you have a non-running creator, or maybe have some time to think about that?
I was just looking through. I was just having a scroll through my Instagram to see who came up, and one of the guys that has come up, and I see you also follow him, is this photographer called Geet Eero, and he's from Estonia, and he is a great photographer, but he films a lot of these like POV reels of like, how am I going to frame it? But he doesn't say anything. It's just like he's got his camera, and for those of you who are watching online or the visual, he's just like posing with the camera and going and then taking really great photos, and I enjoy his content.
So good. And the photos are always epic.
Yeah, they're always so good.
Great shout.
And he's got just short of 1 million followers just from making stupid noises and taking cool photos.
If only it was that simple. Very good.
Easy game.
Easy game. Cam Merrick, you've been putting out a bit of content of late. You've got a bit of a Boston build series. You did a POV on the old Meta glasses recently.
I did. Yeah, we're slowly building. I think I did record another one like a while ago, like just a hill session with the glasses, but I haven't edited. I don't know if I got enough footage. I don't know if it was good enough. The first one I did was anyway.
Just put it out,
I've been just weekly.
Put it out.
Yeah,
want to
it's
see
the
it.
effort.
Let the people decide if it's good or not.
Yeah, it's fair. But yeah, just been just weekly. I mean, that's a bit hectic, but I just like having like a, one with all of the videos of each sort of run, because I feel like, at least with like what I'm doing, it's just like giving people and like friends that don't know how much I run. Like I know I run a lot or whatever, but just like contextualizing like how much it is and like how often. Like that's the bit that maybe people don't see. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool to try and show. Just like it's 7 or 8 runs a week, two gyms, and whatever else there is. That all was part of it. So yeah, been doing a bit of that. But yeah, my favorite guy at the moment, his name is Charlie Sanderson. He's like a 2:15 British runner. But I think he kind of channels a bit of what I like, and that's the fact that he is a 9 to 5. He's like a teacher, and he's in the elite field in London, and his content is all like, I'm right, like, getting up in the middle of in the early morning to go do a session, and then running to work, like to do his teaching, and then like running out to do it. Like, I just kind of like feel like it's like my life as well. So I kind of relate to that. And he's obviously like a better runner than I am. Like 2:15 is wild. Like he ran that Volunteer last year, I think. But he's a weapon. I love watching his content and would recommend it as a little Instagram follow, because it's just like pretty simple, wholesome stuff. Like just cool to see someone in the grind, which I can relate to a lot. So yeah, that's my favorite running.
He featured on another running podcast, and while I was listening to
Emotional
him, I
intelligence.
literally thought, this reminds me of Cam so much. So well chosen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I saw him on that as well. I think he kind of like started getting a bit of traction, just like then off the back of that sort of ballooned a bit, which is great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And my non-running content at the moment that I've been loving is this account called JFletch07, and it's basically this dad who records him and his son doing baseball, and like his son is like a proper weapon. Like he is like, this kid is just like insane, but he's also like,
how old is he?
Just 3.
Wow.
Like he's doing all these drills. Like he's just like cannoning this thing. He'll like chuck him like 3 balls with a different color and be like, yellow, like hit the yellow one, hit the red one, and like but the kid, the best thing about it is like the relationship between the dad and the kid. Like the dad is like so positive and so like wholesome about how he teaches the kid, and also the kid is like so full of joy and loves playing baseball and loves doing it with his dad, and like it's just very like organic, beautiful content. But also the kid is a fucking weapon, and everyone's like, I can't wait to watch this guy in the MLB. So really, really good. And
they've got like a batting cage or whatever at their house, or
it's like in the basement. I think they practice in their basement, and he's like turned it into like a little
sports hall,
like baseball setup. Yeah, it's
Epic.
So yeah, he's JFletch07. It's a great little follow. It'll warm your heart for a bit.
Beautiful.
Love
Sissy,
that.
Sis, the content queen.
Yes.
You are the content queen.
I don't know about that.
Talk to us about your inspiration. Oh, you absolutely are. What have you got?
I love, and I know that, yeah, if anyone wants to invest, please knock on my door. I really enjoy, and I think you guys will know who she is. Her name's Philly Bowden.
Oh, I love Philly.
And I
she's great.
love Philly, and I think that she's just so like genuine and authentic, and she's the kind of woman that I'm like, I want to be friends with you, and I would love to just sit and chat and go for a run and hang out with you. I feel like
you and her, sis. I think you both remind me of each other.
The biggest compliment, because she's just so, and I think from a content side of things, that's probably who I sort of look to as a bit of inspiration, and like that's how I would want people to receive my content. Not that I'm trying to go out and copy her content by any means, but more like that's the feeling that I would want to give someone if they were watching my stuff. And she's just, I feel like she's just genuine. I think she really values friendship, and I really love that. She, is quite honest about her journey with running. She's, a 2:25 marathoner, but has had quite a recent, quite intense injury on her knee, I believe, from a fall that ended up being worse and basically breaking her leg, essentially. Intense
but then
fracture.
misdiagnosed and wasn't as bad as it was meant to be. And
a whole journey. But I think that she was quite raw and honest, and even just about content in general. Like, she was quite upfront about, being how she makes her money, and that it's her job, and it's just always been really upfront with her quote unquote followers. And I also just think she's hilarious. She's really funny.
She's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, so I think she's someone who just kind of, it doesn't matter if you're a runner or you're not a runner, you enjoy watching her content, which is what I love, because Yeah, she doesn't close her off. She kind of really exposes her personality in the best of ways. So
She
yeah, go
just signed a
Philly.
big fat deal with Lululemon.
She did. Huge
Get the
deal,
bag.
which
Yeah.
is amazing. Very, very cool.
And I hope she
And
makes that Olympic team. It'll be so good.
oh God, yeah. And I have no doubt she'll sort of come back a lot stronger as
Yeah.
well, which is epic to see. The other one I wanted to mention, and it's kind of a different content creator, but it's a guy called Josh Linnett, who I think we all
Yeah.
know and love.
Notes.
Notes, yeah. And I think that his content is obviously all based around notes, but I just love his poetry about running. And I think he really encapsulates a lot of how we feel about running in such a beautiful way and in such a simple way. The amount of notes I have saved on my sort of save discover thing that he writes is like endless. And I feel like you read it and you go, oh, that is so bang on exactly how I feel. And I think he just sort of puts it in such a beautiful way. So love Josh and big fan. And if you can get around buying his t-shirts before they sell out, I highly recommend getting one because they're amazing.
Love that. I saw his bag that they're going to drop, I think, in a few
Yeah, it's
weeks. I'm
cool.
keen for
Little, like
that.
Yeah.
messenger bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked very
Got
He's
one
cool.
of
in
his shirts.
Japan
Got
at
his
the
socks.
moment.
There you go.
And then I just have one non-running one, and that is our friend at Subway Takes.
Oh,
His
great,
videos.
great stuff.
Kareem. Oh my goodness.
I love them. They're so good. And I love the hot takes. And they're the kind of ones that I feel like I'm always sending to people like, oh, this is
Rin,
so
did
good.
you-
This is so good.
I feel like
So
you
good.
either liked or reshared the one with Aaron Chen recently,
Yeah,
Yes.
where he was
Weekend, I
like,
think.
Everyone's
Everything
is a creative job.
Yes, everything's
Yeah.
a creative job. So
Great
good.
stuff.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
Can
I
I
still
give one
remember
just
when he
quickly?
debuted on the ABC at the Sydney
Yeah.
Football Stadium. Is that what you're going to
mate.
say?
No, I was
One
going to
of the
say something, but
funniest
I do remember that
sideline-
as well.
Oh,
Threw
So
off so many people who got upset watching that.
I
That
got
is a style
upset.
of comedy.
I got upset. I didn't know who he
course you
was at
did.
the time. I'm like, who is this guy?
Bit
And then,
of absurdist.
oh, so good.
Yeah, comedy. I was going to say this on the Subway Takes. One that I also love is Ari at Home. I don't know if you ever watched that from a music. Chris, I feel like you'd love it. He's the guy who walks around New York with like full piano and
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
setup
Love
and
it.
like just does live music and that people like would like spit on the mic just like
yeah,
like as he's going. It's just
improv.
great stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
I could rip like Instagram accounts for ages, but yeah, that one has been. That's when you can just watch like an hour of content and just like love it. Anyway,
Rin,
Brendan,
what you
about
got?
you?
Love that. Well, obviously going last, few of you have taken some. I had Joe, definitely Joe Greer, give him a shout. Josh Leinart as well. But one that I love in the running space is a guy, his Instagram handle's Tommy Run PT. So British guy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might be based in Bali. He's always
He's in
singing
Indonesia or
like
something
some
now, yeah.
tropical place. Yep. So yeah, just like his longer videos. He does a lot of things around, helping you train physically outside of just straight running. A lot of gym related stuff. But yeah, some of his, I wouldn't call it poetry, but just sort of like riffing off the dome videos whilst out running are really good. And he also has a podcast, which admittedly I haven't listened to a lot of, but I think I've listened to a couple of episodes over like the time that I've followed him. And that pod is called That's Runnable. So definitely give him a shout. Yeah.
Good Substack follow. That's runnable.
Okay.
I do enjoy
you go.
reading those when they land in my inbox.
I'll have to give that a shout. Give that a crack. Love that. And then Seth O'Donnell, Australian.
His content's gotten really good. I actually think like it was a bit scat at the start. That was what kind of made it funny, but like his content is like actually really good now, like and quite insightful.
Yeah. Valuable
I think-
insights. He, what did he talk about the other day? He posted up a video about doing 2 a.m. sessions and
Yeah,
like having
structuring
a
your
1 hour
day.
break. Like
How he structures
great-
his day, yeah.
great
Yeah.
follow as a physio. Like he works, and treats
Yeah.
clients in the PM and does a double session in the AM. So yeah,
It was
he's
like
sharing some
when I do it at
gold.
night, it cooks my sleep and I just can't sleep well. I do it in the morning, wake up, eat, do a session straight away, hour of just relax, then into a second run, and then I can work all afternoon and night and then be fine. And I was like, just inspiring, really. Like, guys working full time and hitting 190Ks a week. It's pretty impressive. And he's a 5 and 10K national champ.
Yeah. Animal. Thanks for taking all my talking points on Seth, Cam, but it was good.
Just want to give my own takes.
Someone mute him.
Anytime.
Someone mute him.
You
And
can't. I'll fight through the mute.
non-running, let's see if he knows these people. I've got two. I could have picked so many, but the first one is a guy, he's in sort of like the marketing world, another one with a podcast as well, but his name is Oren Meets World on Instagram. American guy, probably in his mid-30s, always is like on a side angle with his videos and like throws his hands at the screen, but has some really good takes on marketing and just positioning, and really, really value his videos. He's got a podcast as well called Brand Fathers, I think, with a couple of other guys online.
Excellent name for a podcast.
Yeah, and there's just some good
Really
takes
good.
throughout his content. So shout out to him. He won't be listening. And then another one, which is football/soccer related, is Suited and Booted, which is a great football, specifically like Australian football podcast. But one of the guys on there, ex-footballer who played for Melbourne Victory and I think the Western Sydney Wanderers. Cam, you might know of him, Rashid Mahazi.
Yeah, Mahazi.
Or Lord Mahazi as he goes by. So I think he's probably my age, early 30s, sort of just like started down the content world maybe in the last couple of years, really probably since this podcast has popped off in the last year, 18 months or so. And yeah, just does great stuff. So not just soccer related, he does a podcast in the streets. It's called Anyone's Podcast, and he'll just set up like a table outside of, you know, Fed Square or Flinders Street Station or down on Chapel Street here in Melbourne.
That's got you written all
and,
over it, mate.
Well, I funnily enough did something similar to that years ago. Where I just walk up to people for the Hope Initiative. I actually got a few episodes in Sydney. One on the steps of the Opera House, circa 2023, before I was living there. So he's giving me some good inspiration as well. But those are my shouts. There you go.
I love it.
What do we think in terms of running content next 6 months? What do you think's like? We've all given quite different takes. What do you think is like, you know, where do you think it's going? What are the bits that you're interested in seeing more of? Because I think content is always changing and people are always imitating certain bits and pieces, and it's the people who are sort of probably newish and bring their own element that sort of cut through, I think.
It's a good question. It's a tough question to answer. I think like
It is tough. If we knew the answer, we'd be all rich.
Yeah. I mean, not that it's necessarily about making money, but you've definitely got to make money over the long term and even short-term pressures to be able to continue, sustain it. But like what I'm trying to do with, say, an Andy and helping in that sense with like his YouTube, found 5 videos that we've put out. They've been really fun to be involved in and had some great feedback, but they certainly haven't popped off, for lack of a better term. So it's not that we want to script his running, because I think the thing that is great with sport that like AI can't imitate is the fact that you can't script the finish. Like we'll talk about maybe Tokyo Marathon finish in the end and like another photo line finish, almost, you know, in the marathon. Like, okay, AI could script that in a sense, but like we've gotten 3 in the last 6 months, and like all these moments that happen, like a Clayton Young falling, you know, in the world champs, like you can't script that. And then he just bounces straight back up and keeps going. So there's all these moments that you can story tell in sports. And I think you still need to have a narrative through it. So that's something that I'm thinking of. How do we show more of that with a guy like an Andy Buchanan, where, you know, we don't have the funds right now to go and be there every week or every other week with him. You know, it's all really been self-funded thus far. So don't know if I've answered your question, but with him, it's like, what is the story that we can take people on throughout the rest of the year? Like he does want to go back to Valencia and ideally break his record and potentially fight off a guy or guys that are challenging him. So yeah, you know, someone like a Jimmy Whelan, for example, who has his own vlog and he's doing a bit more of a rawer thing. So I think there's still some narrative there that we can continue through, but that's at an elite level. I think I could talk on us mere aspiring runners a bit more. Yeah.
I
think,
quite like
well, you go, Sissy, go.
No. Well, I was just going to say what I want to see more of that excites me is probably just seeing not unusual collaborations, but just seeing I don't know, different creators from maybe different worlds coming together a little bit more. I think that I always find really interesting and just cool to see how, I don't know, different collaborators can kind of come together and I guess maybe leverage each other's followings by doing some content together or whatever it might be. And then I think in terms of the sort of creator space, I think I'm quite sick of watching sort of really well I guess seeing lives that are like seem perfectly put together or like this is how, you know, a day in the life of someone who's super successful and amazing is. Like I don't really that doesn't interest me. I want to watch something that's raw and real and has struggle in it and is just genuine and not kind of trying to mask and be something else. I find it more interesting when people talk about this didn't work out for me or this was really shit. But then you can celebrate the highs with them because you have that sort of I don't know, you resonate with it. So I think from a content piece, I think people are getting kind of bored of the disingenuous type of content and they want to see real stories and kind of be on that journey with you. And yeah, that's what I find more interesting. And I think people are leaning more in towards that as well.
I think all of you have kind of touched on it, and from a like, I was gonna say, like from a market perspective, the everything is leaning or is swinging to long form. Like everyone is sick of your 30-second TikTok or 30-second reel, of fast cuts and all that kind of stuff. Like the long form consumption on like places like YouTube is through the roof. People are just sinking hours into watching 40-minute videos of a day in the life where you can go, okay, get to the nitty gritty. What are you actually doing in your day to day? Like you're not just putting shoes on, eating your food, and going for a run. That's not your day. Like what else is happening in there? And I think like for creators who do create full time, I think it's a pretty interesting insight into what that actually looks like. Because I think from the layman's side, who's not a full time creator by any means, you go, what do you actually do? Like, do you just sit around with your camera on all day? Like, what do you do? So I think like
Sometimes that is the answer.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
beach, cafe, run, content,
yeah.
bed. Good life.
Literally.
I love that everything is kind of swinging towards long form because I'm over the short form. It sucks.
Yeah, I agree with sis. I think that for me, I want to see, people with relatable stories, but even when they're at elite level, having the relatability and the struggle and sort of having a story to follow, I think is part of it. Like, that Charlie Sanders, a guy I was talking about, seeing a guy who's trying to push for, and again, that's one that's really relatable to me, but seeing someone who's pushing for a really, really hard target, while balancing life and, a marriage and, a job and those sort of things, like that's engaging and that makes you want to root for that person, I think.
time.
So having content like that is what gets me rather than, just very high level, basic stuff that is maybe not, doesn't give me as much personality.
I think what all of us have kind of touched on is across the creators that we like is sure that they might be in the running space, but we like them for the stuff that isn't the running.
It's the authenticity, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because that cuts through.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because you can have 10 people come on my run with me and, 5 of them could be complete bores if they're just like not engaging, in any way.
I think as well, just like not taking themselves too seriously, like just not, I don't know. I feel like as soon as someone starts, you can have serious content, but when someone starts to take themselves way too seriously, it just becomes like, I don't know, it's just not enjoyable anymore. And you can tell that it's kind of put on in a way. I think that, yeah.
Give yourself some Hugo Fry energy.
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't going to mention him, but I do find his content really fun to watch. Like it just, It's just that moment in the day where you're like, another video. I know I'm going to kind of have a little giggle, and you know exactly what you're going to get, and it just ticks that box, and you're like,
It's
perfect.
just one of the lads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like running is like, you know, the old school pub test. It's like, would you pass the pub test? Would I want to have a beer with you? And it's like, would I want to go on a run with you? Because like realistically, like I could probably
You're talking about a
phase
lot
out.
on the run, hey?
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people where you're probably like, would I want to go on a run with you? Probably not. You're going to be like, the idea is that you're in a one-on-one and you're trapped. There's no, you know what I mean? Like that is part of it. And that I think goes to the running content. Do you pass the running content pub test? Because realistically, is there a likelihood that I'd want to go on a run with you? Because that's what your content is. Come on a run with me. It's like, no, I don't want to, because you're not interesting and you're not, you know?
Someone's just laying their heart out to you and you go, excuse me a second, kilometer 10.
Yeah.
Shut up a
Seriously.
second.
I would love to know, though. I would love to know, have you guys met anyone online that I don't, you know how they say don't meet your heroes, that you've gone, okay, you weren't what I thought you were. You seem different to what you are online. You don't have to name any
Like
names.
good or bad, like positive or negative?
Absolutely.
Either.
I mean, I met Matt
absolutely.
Choi when he came out for the 2024 Sydney Marathon, I think. And like, I hadn't looked at him too much, but my perception was that he was maybe a bit full of himself and was doing it all for socials, but found that he wasn't at all. Like, genuinely good dude. I know he's been caught up in a controversy in maybe the past year or so, a lot of controversy in the running world, but I think he genuinely means well. So that's someone that I think is a good dude.
You know who
Would
I
run
met,
with him.
who's so lovely, is Johnny Davis. Johnny Davies?
Oh yeah,
Johnny
one of the
Davis?
best dudes.
S-
Would go on a run with him.
What exactly
him.
what you
I'll run for him.
I'll run for him. Genuinely, you'd think like he can't be that happy and that lovely in real life, and
I
you
know
meet
he
him and
is.
you're like, oh my god, you are the nicest human. Genuinely, yeah.
Life
That
says
was
you
a
when you
nice
look like that.
surprise.
He's a hot man.
This
He's
is
a very
true.
hot
I'll
man.
run for that.
I'd go, yeah, I'd run through walls for that.
Yeah. Love it.
Good
Love
man.
it.
Good man.
On the authenticity thing, you know, I mentioned Seth before, but like he finishes all his videos with "Go Hawks." Like,
so good.
That's about as autistic as you can get at the end of a video. Just like giving a team. I mean, I've always sort of said, not on videos, but like up the Reds to mates,
Yeah.
like referencing Liverpool. But he's just so authentic. So I think it is a good thing, and you can't really manufacture that. Like, you can't go, I'm going to add this to my video and hope that people like it more. Like, it's just who he is. And you sort of see that through different pieces of content. I think someone like Ned Brockman, who he is in his videos, like riding across the country, is exactly who he is in person.
Exactly what you're going to
Like,
get.
he's intense. He's exactly what you see online. He'll shout out to you when he's running around Centennial. Like, you can't, you're not manufacturing that. It's great stuff. What's something you've learnt, Sissy? You've been putting out probably more content than the three of us guys combined over the past, I don't know, 3-4 months.
On
And
the
I mean
rise.
Yes.
I mean that with all the love. I definitely want to put out more stuff, but it takes time, right? But what are maybe some of the things you've learned, some of the challenges you've faced?
So, I mean, I guess some background into why I was kind of like, fuck it, excuse the French, I'm just going to put out some content, was actually an episode of Emotional Intelligence with Hugo Fry, where he was talking about content and how he years ago was running all these fast marathons, but no brands like weren't reaching out to him. But then there were content creators that were slower than him, but were obviously paying to work with them.
And getting all the opportunities. Yeah.
And getting all the opportunities. And he's like, yeah, but I run really fast. So why am I not getting the opportunities? And he made a really good point where it's like the brands need value and you need to offer that value. So when I finished New York and, you know, I was really happy with my time and I was like, cool, I've achieved an amazing time I'm really proud of. People at work and friends were like, so you're going to get sponsored. A brand's going to sponsor you. And I was like, well, I've already done the time and I don't really have anything to offer them now because I've got like 900 followers and no engagement. So why would they want to pay me just because I've run a fast marathon, but not the fastest marathon? And then I went, okay, I'm going to give these brands some value, and I'm just going to, and Ash is amazing at this and has been doing this a very long time and has given me so much guidance and tips, and basically held my hand throughout it and was like, just post it. Just post it. It's practice. It's practice. You're not going to be happy with everything, but just see what works. You'll find your groove. You'll figure out how editing works. And since then, I've just gone, cool, I'm just going to post and just learn and figure out what works and realize that it's actually not that big of a deal. And I also don't have that many followers, so I can kind of fail a bit now and stumble my way through because it's just friends and family really watching. And you'd be surprised, like a piece of content I'll spend ages on will get, 5,000 views, and then I post a video of a bike that took me about 60 seconds to edit and it gets 100,000 views. And you're like, wow, it's really interesting what people, obviously it's different because there's things that
Yeah.
people might send on and relate to, and it's quick and short and funny. But it's been interesting learning about this game. And I also think that you just got to practice. And the cringe element is so beyond me. I don't care whatsoever if anyone sees me filming, because I'm like, it doesn't matter. But it's
Didn't
been fun
one
to
of you going
learn.
into the toilet, shit's about to go down? Didn't that one pop off as well?
Yeah, it's got like
300,000 views. I
400.
saw that this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 350,000 views. But what is cool
Like
is
that's in that element of like cringe. Will I post it? Do I post it? But
totally.
it's
But hey,
it's working.
it helps with your engagement. And when brands reach out to you, Cam's girlfriend Soph actually did a bit of research, and she can see like my engagement rates, which a lot of brands can see. So a video like that, you might think, why are you putting out a piece of content like that? But it's funny, but also it gets good engagement, and that helps my engagement, so that for other videos
Yeah.
that might not do as well, it all kind of balances out. So I'm never putting anything out that I don't want to put out. It might sometimes be just a little bit of a short, funny, clickbaity video, but it also makes me giggle. Like I look at that and I'm like, we didn't even plan that. We were just literally going to the bathrooms. Elle put out her phone. I walked up to the bathroom and smacked the top of the door, and there's your video. So it's just, you can
Authentic.
find a
There you go.
moment in everything. Yeah. But yeah, it's
I think
been
it's
fun
also
learning.
like some of those. I was going to say some of those like you got to mix it up. Like sometimes those those people who watch your 5,000 and 10,000 views are much more likely to engage in something that you're promoting than the people content that's
Absolutely.
easy and shareable. So it's like
Totally.
finding a mix of not just being like just share farming stuff. It's fun in that mix, which I think you're doing well. So.
And I'd rather
Crushing.
have less followers, but people who really want to engage in my stuff, than lots of followers that are just, I don't know,
Absolutely.
have no interest in what I'm putting out there. But it's fun, and I've had some cool opportunities so far. So just riding the wave.
Onwards and upwards. Long
It's
may
like
it
the
Onwards and
pod.
continue.
Shout out the day ones on the pod.
Day one.
Shout out
Come
the Brit
on.
Ryans, the tuna sandwiches, the Cliff
Yeah.
Esmials. Yep.
Yeah,
The day ones. Shout out.
love it.
No, I think it's interesting. Like you can't post things that aren't authentic to yourself and then get an audience on that, because then they'll expect that same content.
Totally.
It's like, we're a running podcast. We're going to post short form content about running and running adjacent things. So anyway, great stuff.
Agreed.
There was a Harry Styles article that went live. Runner's
Has
World.
there?
Chris, you're a music man.
There
I think
was.
you put
This-
this in
I
the group
think-
chat this morning, and
Musician, runner.
I think this is
one
ticks
of
all
those,
your
like,
areas.
incredible pieces of like run PR, or not even run PR, just PR for music, running, whatever, that's come out in a long time. So if you didn't see it, Harry Styles is in the throes of an album campaign. He hasn't done any kind of sit down interview or anything like that yet, like with your, say, BBC Radio or Zane Lowe on Apple or whatever. He hasn't done anything like that yet. The first piece of long form content we get from this record is him sitting down with Haruki Murakami, who in his own right is an incredible writer. You should read or listen to his book, What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. It's spectacular. And he's 77 years old, and it's just Harry, I believe from the article, Harry flew to his house in Japan and just sat with him, and they just had a conversation about creativity and running, and it's such a good read. I think
Incredible
it, like,
article. Yeah.
such a great article. Yeah. Just talk like there's a bit about music and a bit about running, but I think it's like my favorite line from it, I was looking at it before. Where did it go?
Just the fact that
It's
they pull those two worlds together is crazy.
it's so crazy. I want to know. I want to know who organized that, and if it came from the label or if Harry was like, I want to talk to this guy.
Well, it seems like it almost came from Harry. Like he
Yeah.
read the book, what I talk about when I talk about running, that led him to want to run marathons.
Yeah.
So he then goes and runs Tokyo last year. He runs Berlin, sub 3, by the way, his second ever marathon, runs a sub 3. And then, yeah, almost picks his brain. And in the article, I think one of the first questions he asks is for advice, just from Haruki, who's, yeah, as you say, 77, has clearly lived a life, prolific writer, wrote this book 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, as a memoir on running and how he uses it for creativity in his life. Epic article. Like, go and read it. I can't wait for the magazine. It comes out later this month.
This line, you can be a structured, healthy person and still make great work. And that came from Harry. And I think he was looking at it from the point of musicians and artists are often these like scatterbrained drug addicts or whatever, like crazy personalities. And he's gone, hang on, I've lived that life already through One Direction and all that kind of stuff. But I've found this like regiment and structure in marathon training. And my best creative work is coming from that place. So I think it's a very good read.
It's interesting as well in that, like, Harry sort of says he gets like thoughts and thinks about his life whilst running, whereas Haruki says,
Was like,
I think about nothing.
Yeah.
I listen to music and I think about nothing and I become like this empty vessel. And then when I sit down to work, ideas come to me then. And like, I'm very much in the camp of like a Harry where I don't listen to music. I like ideas to come to me. Like I went on a run today and I had what I think is a really cool idea and that I'd literally never thought of. It was just like, oh, and that's come from 2 kilometers of running. Whereas Haruki, who I will probably never be at the level of him as a rider, does a complete opposite. So it's like there's no right or wrong answer. It's just like get out and run. And it's going to be very interesting to see like the comments on some of the posts that I've seen already is like so many people going, oh, I'm interested in running. I don't know why. Like, Harry, bringing it. Harry and Haruki show. How good.
Get that as a podcast. Can you imagine?
Oh,
We'll get a
I'd
little
love it.
tangents episode that might pop.
Yeah, that would
Speaking
be
of
it.
content, we'll make one clip and we'll blow up.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So
Love it.
good.
should we talk about our running?
Let's talk about our running. We've been yapping
Where are
about
we at?
content. Should I kick us off?
Getting to
Please.
6 weeks out. Are you serious?
Yeah.
6
Scary
weeks out
stuff.
from Boston.
6
Do you
and a
guys
half
give
weeks.
predictions, by the way? I think we need
Not
to do
yet.
predictions maybe next week when we've got a bit more time. Might get some predictions from the other 4 that are joining us in Boston. I want to do a little bit of a breakdown, but I ran today. As I said, I ran on Monday. I've done
First time all year, right?
11 runs. First time doing 2 runs. I have done 2 runs a couple of weeks. Thank you, mates. A couple of weeks this year, but I'll get another one in on Friday and over the weekend. Maybe max out at 30 Ks. So that will be
Whoa.
most I've run this year,
Good lad.
which I was thinking about it before when you were talking about Joe Greer and like his injuries, but it's like you go through seasons of life, right? And I feel like right now with the move that I've been in, it's been really hard. It's been really challenging. I've been really excited for all of you. You know, you, Chris, for example, coming back from a stressy, have done really, really well. Cam and Sissy, you're going both for PBs over there. Like, it's going to be awesome to be involved. But I've just come to the realization that, like, I am nowhere near the level that I need to be to run well, run light, like all of that sort of stuff. I feel like even just like the visualization of what I know I can do, I'm not going to kid myself and put myself in that position, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the atmosphere of Boston. I'm going to ramp up, 10Ks a week over the next few weeks and have a little taper. And then do I say what I think I'm going to run or do we save that for next week?
I think
don't
save
know.
for next week. Hook. Let's leave a hook.
It is hard to know. Tune in next week. I think I want to do something where we all give a prediction,
with
but
Pat.
we also predict. We are going to get an elite Australian marathoner who's running Boston, Pat Tiernan. He'll be on the pod next week. All things going well. So that's me. That's the update. The body's just throwing things at me as well. I got this random backache today. It's like, what else? What else can I have?
Getting old, man.
You're
Getting
in your early
old.
30s. It's coming for you,
Mm.
man.
It's like,
Welcome.
right there. That hurts to move right now. Anyway, Sissy, how's your week been this week? You had, I feel like a big
Mine-
week, tough week last week.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, but as Ronan Keaton says, just got to ride it. So, yeah, I had my biggest, my I was my peakest week last week. I don't know if that's correct English, but it was my peakest week. It was 85K,
Peakest,
so
weakest.
weakest since New York. And the body felt fine, like physically, legs, the body's feeling good. I was telling Chris this morning, I got some bloods done on Monday because I was like, something's not right. I'm not insane. I shouldn't be struggling this much. Like general day to day, I'm just been down in the dumps and feeling really lethargic and just not myself. HRVs just completely says that I'm dead. So I thought I might as well just go get some bloods done to see if something's actually going on. And lo and behold, my iron is very low. So results are in. I'm not dying, but I feel like I am. So I've now scheduled an infusion on Monday because unfortunately my body just does not absorb iron. But the good news is we've caught it. So I am so ready for 10 days time when I'm going to be bouncing off the walls. My iron's just going to be back up to where it needs to be. So, and it explains in terms of like when I did my, even when I did like my 5K time trial, like my session on Saturday, I've had a few just like sessions that have had so much head noise just because the effort has felt like way harder than what it's ever felt. And I think that's why my head noise has been so loud. It's because I'm like, this shouldn't feel this like hard. Like, yes, it's hard, but to the point where it's felt a little bit scary, difficult. And with having low iron, it really impacts like your breathing, obviously your energy levels, your sleep, like the whole body just goes out of balance. So I'm pleased to know it's something that I can fix. And I've had an infusion before, and you do genuinely sort of like 2 weeks after, you're just like, it's like your battery's just fully loaded and recharged. So, and I've got a deload next week.
Just in
so
time
it's
for
fine.
your peakest week.
My peakest week, exactly. And I couldn't have timed it better. I've had my hard session this morning. I've just got 34 long on Saturday, no efforts. So I don't have another session for another 10 days, which is perfect. So I've got time just to get the body feeling good again. So yeah, I'm very relieved, even though I have an issue with my iron clearly. So, but that's future Sissy's problem. So yeah.
Superb stuff.
That's home from Boston.
stuff,
Sissy's problem.
Correct. One problem at a time right now. One
Delay
problem
that,
at a
delay.
time. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's not all in my head, which is good.
Good stuff.
That's
Chris,
me.
talk to us.
We're good. I mean, every week for me at the moment is peak week. Just slowly dialing up the volume.
One big peak.
One big peak. My Strava graph looks really nice. At the moment, it's just like I think it's from 0, and it's just a nice little like.
Take a little peek at your weeks.
Hey. Yeah. So this week I will do just on about 60 Ks, maybe just short of, which will be really nice. I haven't done that since the block pre-Sydney. So September last year. Oh no, earlier than that, July maybe. So it's been a long time since I've run any kind of numbers like this. Big session this morning. Did a like 8-minute tempo into 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, 6 reps of that, which felt really good. I was hitting some solid paces, finished strong, decent volume, about 11 Ks of on the feet in the morning, which is good. And yeah, everything's like, it's just working. I'm like, there are niggles here and there, but I think it's just body getting used to the volume. I'm doing my best to not freak out at every sign of tiny little bit of pain and be a little bit more measured. So yeah, I'm excited. I got a first half marathon in a long time on the weekend, hour 45 on the feet. So it's good. Everything's coming up.
Exciting. You getting some gels in? You going to practice some fueling?
Yeah, mate. I've been gelling during workouts, which has actually been really good on a Wednesday. So
Nice.
about halfway through, we'll bang a gel, and I think that's part of like finishing strong has really been achieved through gelling halfway in a session, keeping the
Superb
stores topped up.
Great stuff, mate.
Yeah,
Great stuff. Fastest till lastest. Captain Merrick.
Last rep, fast rep, you know.
Yeah.
Peaked, I think it's a 123 last week. Had 2 really good sessions. Did like a pretty hectic fartlek session on Wednesday, which I think I might have spoke about on the pod last week, but that went really well.
You bought it.
I did buy it. Yeah, I did buy the fartlek sesh. That was really good. And then did a progressive run on the weekend, which went well. It was like 16 easy, 8 steady, 6 at mara pace. It was hard, but it was good. Managed to secure a crown on Strava around CP,
Did
which
see
you don't
CP
get many of
5K.
those.
Come on.
You don't get many of those. So that was pretty nice to get a little CP crown, one of the biggest spots in Sydney.
I had one for 12 hours the other day.
Yeah, I saw. But yeah, other than that, a couple little sort of niggles here and there, like the ankles sort of starting to rear its head again, but working through that and just in the slog, just mentally in the slog, which is going well. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I think we are all at the point where we can start kind of tasting that beer post run or post race, and we are all getting itchy for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting ready to be like there.
Yeah.
I think next week I'm looking forward to. I got a 10K race on Sunday next week in a deload week. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. As a little vibe check. I'd like a nice PB.
Mate, your first
I'm
elite
hoping that'll
start.
be after Melbourne. But yes.
Sorry, your first elite start that gets announced on Instagram.
It's true. The first after I didn't get snubbed on the Instagram. But that's gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And then yeah, it's into sort of 3 more big weeks. I think I'll top out at like 135, 140, and then pull it back and just get ready to rip and tear. Scary stuff.
Mate. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing a bit of I was visualizing some stuff last night, thinking about that race, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be interesting. So,
Dude, I can't believe 10 a.m. start time.
I know.
Yeah, well, we got to get all the way out there. It's like 30 k's.
Yeah,
out.
I know. But
I mean,
10
New York
a.m.
Very
was
dark
like
in Tasmania
New York
too,
was
right?
9.
No, this is Boston.
Oh,
No,
Tasmania.
Boston
Oh,
is
sorry.
Yeah.
10 a.m. Right, Boston.
No,
Boston.
It's 8 a.m. I think in Tassie.
I was going to say.
But New
is
York
late
was
start
like
time though, too,
9, so it's
to be
not
fair.
that much of a difference. But
Mm.
I agree. It feels
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
it
think
feels
the difference
very
is
late.
for New York, you're still getting up at like 4 a.m. for New York to get the bus
Yeah.
I think
out
you will
there.
be in Boston too.
You reckon?
I think so.
Different
It's an
infrastructure.
hour.
First wave
Yeah.
of buses leaves at like 6:45.
Oh,
Mm.
boy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Pack a
also just
lunchbox.
more the fact that like in
Seriously.
Sydney, you're kind of done by 10, like Sydney Marathon.
Yeah, you're only just starting. Yeah.
Like it's also that mentality of like I always like to say to people when to run a marathon, I'm like it's just a morning of your life. Like it's a morning. This is like it's kind of a morning, mid-morning, midday.
Lunch.
Like it's creeping
Yeah.
into my day.
It's
yeah,
a half day of your
lunchtime.
life.
It's one
Yeah,
hell of a
exactly.
lunch.
Literally. Yeah,
Love it.
crazy. It's to the point now where
Yeah,
I'm going to be looking
exciting
at the
stuff.
weather
All good
forecast
things to look forward
soon.
to.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyes on that. Ice is melting, hopefully. Great stuff. We'll move on. Tokyo, we'll do a quick little recap. We had a almost photo finish in the men's, certainly a closer finish than the year before in Tokyo. Tadesse Takeli, I believe, with the back-to-back win there, and Bridget
Impressive.
Kosgei in the women's
Far too
winning
classy.
again. Is that her third win in the past 12 months of a major? She won New York? I feel like she might have. No.
Yeah. I don't know. She's been like one of the top 2 or 3 in the world at the moment. So she's just been. That's why when we were talking about it last week, she's just been absolutely dialed.
Yeah.
But she has won Tokyo before. I think she won in 2022.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, she's very accomplished, and yeah, 2:14. Like she's properly one of the best.
Moving.
Yeah, very impressive stuff. So a lot to come out of Tokyo. It was great to see the first major off the books.
Yeah. And I enjoyed listening to your recap of it last week, Sissy, from you running it last year, and had a friend who was there, and she confirmed that there were unlimited bath salts for her to take, although they had a big warning on them: do not ingest, or like do not eat. But she had
I actually did use them
all the hits
that night.
How good?
Yeah, I literally went home to my hotel room and I had a bath. So I was like, this is great.
Gotta do it.
Love that.
So good.
Love that.
So good. Keen to do it. A hard one to get into, I believe. Not quite as hard as London.
Not quite as hard as London, but the second hardest.
The second hardest to
Yeah.
get
Next
into.
year.
Great stuff. Oz Marathon update. I dropped this in. We've got a pretty big showdown. The Maury Plant meet. I think we might have talked about it
Oz
a couple of
Athletics,
weeks ago.
not Oz
Gout.
Marathon. Yeah.
The opposite
what
of
did I
200
say?
meters.
Oz Marathon.
Athletics.
And I was like, what?
Mix up, mate. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a bit rusty here. Missed last week, getting back into rhythm. But Gout up against Lachlan Kennedy. Lockie won it last year, so it'll be
Yeah,
a
Gout
good.
has the Oz record.
Has the record. Be a good showdown. There's I think South African / Irishman, Benjamin Richardson coming over as well.
Yeah, sub 20 guy.
That should be fun. I might have to get down. It's on a Saturday
definitely have
night
to
in
get down.
Melbourne.
Go on, mate.
Watch that. It's a
You
short
gotta get
flight,
involved,
guys.
who is?
90 minutes. There'll be a few people there. I'd like to think. Footage from last year had a pretty packed lakeside. So that will be fun. Anything else that you've seen, Cam?
Yeah, pretty interesting one actually. I don't know if you guys know the store gift.
Do I know the stall gift?
Well, I figured you would, but the others might not. The store gift, a famous athletic meet in, well, what do you call Stawell, Country Victoria? Probably. I don't know.
Definitely.
Close.
Definitely
Yeah.
Country Victoria. Yeah, it's a few hours away.
Yeah, it's like a handicap race, and they've just said that they've secured Sha'Carri Richardson and Christian Coleman to come race, 200-meter world champions in their own right, to come race the Stawell gift, which
in
is
Country Victoria.
pretty wild if you ask me.
Yeah, it's like I think
so-
3 hours north of Melbourne, maybe. It's a decent crack away.
It's called Australia's richest foot race because I think it actually has like a pretty fat payout. But yeah, she's one of the fastest women in history and is an Olympic medalist in the 100. And her boyfriend Christian Coleman is also a former world champ and has run a 9.76, I think. So yeah,
That's fast.
seriously quick. So pretty cool. He was in the American gold medal 4x100 meter team at the world champs last year. So yeah, both really cool. So yeah, the Stawell gift, just like pretty cool to get that news that there's some top world talent, not just Australian talent there. We can probably go over
Eyes
that
on
when it's
athletics.
close to the event.
Oz Athletics mates. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely. And that is in April. So Easter weekend, 4th to the 6th. So another one.
Sick.
2 back-to-back weekends in Victoria of some high-class running. Get around it.
yeah, so there's like some local businessman I think who's throwing some cash behind getting appearances down.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently last year Gout got paid 50 grand as an appearance fee. But I imagine there might be a little bit more for those two.
There might have to be a bit healthy.
I wonder what content Gout's putting out on his personal socials. I haven't had a look lately, but
Yeah,
might do that later. Also helps that
Anyway.
it's rapid.
it does help. It does help when you're actually very fast.
Nice.
Nice.
Shall we get into buy sell?
Let's do it. Let's wrap it.
Let's
Who's
do
got
it.
the first buy/sell?
I'm going to
Who
sell
wants to
so
sell?
hard today.
Wow.
Sell
What are you
it.
selling?
I'm selling as
Sell
well.
it.
I'm selling Qantas customer service.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well,
Mate,
yeah.
I have spent probably a total of, and it wasn't really resolved today, but I've just kind of given up and I'll just deal with it. I reckon I've spent 8 hours between hold and on the phone in the last 4 days with Qantas. Trying to get Finnegan, my son, who, if you know him, is a large little boy, but not large enough in age to get his own seat on a plane. So we need to separately book it. And mate, the amount of back and forth of, wait, so you want your kid to sit next to you? Oh, yeah, that's what I want. Cool, we've booked it. It's confirmed. It's done. Oh, sorry, we booked him on a completely different flight to you. Oh,
They're just
Honestly.
incompetent, aren't they? Honestly.
dude. Complete
Go by boat,
incompetence.
mate. Leave tomorrow.
And then it's
Take a
so
cruise
much of
on
it as well is like, oh, no, sorry, sir, we can't do that. Let me just put you on hold and I'm going to transfer you to this next person. Oh, yeah, this is my problem. Oh, yeah, we can do that. You're like, what? What?
Just leave him
so
at
I'm
home.
selling him.
Just leave him at home.
Yeah, honestly. Fend for
If
himself.
he's big
Put him in
enough,
like
he can just fend for himself. Yeah.
Home alone.
Yeah. He'll be
You
fine.
come back, he's double the size. He's already
Yeah, exactly.
5 foot.
Have you
Yeah,
not seen
that
Home Alone?
sucks.
Home Alone 5. This could be
Yeah.
in.
Worked out
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Love it.
Beautiful movie, that. Very nice. Cam, you've got to sell as well.
It's a simple one. I'm selling the Tokyo Marathon website not having an option for English results because it was really, really,
Yeah.
really annoying trying to find people. And again, I understand that it is in Japan, but this is a world major with people from all over the world looking for results. And I could not for the life of me sort and filter. And this is someone who learnt Japanese for 4 years. I can't say I'm fluent anymore, but I at least recognize some of the characters. I can, work my way around some of the words. There was no way to even like search or like filter because like you translate the page, but then like the search things would be like fixed in Japanese. And it just was like, it was just a nightmare. So I was like trying to find the top Aussie. I was trying to find like results of people I knew were running. It was just a nightmare. And I was like, this should be easier. There should be an English version of this somewhere that can go for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's tough.
so-
Were you looking on like desktop? You didn't get on the app? I
It's the sa-
imagine they
it's-
might have had an app.
I went
but
on the
Might have been the
desktop.
same thing. Desktop, okay.
It's
That's not great.
I remember last year trying to find my results was honestly, and every time I went in to do like check again or whatever, it was like you press something and you just hope that the results are going to be what you're after. And then you see like a man's name and you go,
Yeah.
nah, try again, press a different button.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hectic.
Yeah.
Tough.
That's my sell.
Gap in the market. I would have thought the Japanese would be a bit more efficient than that.
I just said, screw you, we're going Japanese and that's it.
Yeah. Sissy,
There you go.
you going to give us a sell as well?
I'm gonna buy. Excuse me. I am actually buying. Having sleepovers with your friends, even as an adult, and I don't mean in a weird way. I mean I've had Ash stay over in the past 2 weeks, and then I stayed at my friend Elle's house recently as well. And you know what? It was just so fun. You're lying in bed, you're giggling, you go to bed, you fall asleep, you wake up, you have a coffee, you chat. It's just nice to break it up and just, I don't know, have a sleepover. Like, when do we stop having sleepovers with our friends? So I'm buying that.
You're speaking to
wholesome
3
way.
dudes here, and that is not part of our life at
I don't
all.
care. It's not about you guys. It's about the listeners,
Not at the moment.
okay? And it's about the girls listening to this
I know, I
going,
feel it.
yes, sissy, I'm going to have a
Yeah, it's-
sleepover with my friend.
It is girlhood, 100%.
Yeah. We watched
Love it.
Cinderella Story and ate pizza. What more could you want from your night?
Fuck, sounds pretty good to me.
It was great.
Incredible.
Pretty
Cam, you can
good.
come. I was going to say you can come
Love
to our
that.
next sleepover, but that would be a bit weird. But you can come.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Hey, you guys are welcome in my spare bedroom anytime. Don't know if we class it as a
I will be
sleepover.
taking you up on that at some point, Rin.
might
I'm trying
just
to organise a trip.
Be staying in the house. I don't know if you said it because you broke up on my end there, Sissy, but like, are you all in the same like bedroom? Are you all in the lounge room on like
Well, it
know,
was just two of us
blankets, mattresses.
there was
What's
just
the
two
setup?
of us that slept over. Two of us. There was just me who slept over. So me and Elle, Sonder was kicked out. He was staying somewhere else. So it was just the two of us in her bed. Very chilled, very respectable. And then everyone else went home.
It's like a swap. He got your bed that was free that night.
Yeah,
At your place.
exactly. With the cat,
It's like an Airbnb.
basically. House
Superb
swap.
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Nice. Renners, what do you got?
Bring us
Bring us
home,
home.
mate.
Bring us home. It was tough to think about. I had to reflect on my week, naturally. That's what we all do. But I'm going to buy gardening, which is pretty
You are
basic.
getting old.
Pretty basic.
No
Getting
wonder your
old.
back's hurting.
So
Get your hands dirty. It's
Good.
good.
Better homes and gardens.
family beach house over the weekend. Mum, she put out the
Must
message
be
to me and my
nice.
brothers a few weeks ago, and we needed to do a working bee. So I headed down this weekend and did probably across the 2 days, maybe 6-7 hours of gardening. We did like 4 tip trips total, just chopping trees, pulling things. I don't think that garden's been touched. Certainly not by me ever. But certainly not for at least 5 years, probably longer. One of the dogs found what I thought was a blue belly black snake, pretty venomous snake. Had it in
Red
its
belly
mouth.
black snake.
It was blue. It definitely had blue on it. Don't know if that's a thing, but
A blue belly black snake.
I'm pretty
That
sure
is
it's a thing.
It's really hard
Anyway,
to say.
surely not.
It was
Fact check,
it
fact
was a
check.
snake-looking thing. It looked more blue than red.
Blue tongue lizard.
Could have been a blue tongue lizard. I got out of there because it was big. It was a big lizard / snake, whatever it was. But yeah,
Okay.
gardening,
Mate,
chopping
blue belly
things, had a
black snake.
chainsaw.
There you go. They
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah, they
Mate,
exist in
is
Victoria,
that-
mate.
is that
There
right?
you go. Yeah.
No wonder
Wow.
your
And it
no
wasn't
wonder
even
your
that
blue.
hot.
back's hurting.
Crip snake.
Yeah, the back saw. I was doing a lot of lifting. We're on the chainsaw.
Nothing throws your back out like gardening.
Honestly.
The worst.
But like, talk about DOMs. My last day was Sunday. It's now Wednesday. So seriously delayed muscle soreness there. But that's my buy. It is good to get in the garden, get your hands quite literally dirty. Get outside with your brothers. That's been the pod. Any
Love
other
it.
final thoughts, team?
It's a good
No.
one. Long pod.
Predictions
stuff.
Well,
next
well
week.
done for
Long
making it to
pod.
the end.
Lots
Yeah,
of
if you-
content.
If you've listened all the way, give some of those followers, so content creators, I should say, a follow. And if you're not already following all of us on socials, feel free, subscribe wherever you're listening, get around our socials. I honestly think when a video pops up on socials, if you comment and you're early, that helps the algorithm go, oh, this is great.
Big
so
time.
if you've somehow managed to listen to an hour and 20 minutes of us waffling, next time you see a short form piece, just
Throw a
give it a
comment down.
comment. Throw a comment down. You're there. You watched it. Get around it. Get around Sissy Bergman. Get around Cam Merrick. Get around Chris Farron-Cothan. Get around me, for God's sake. Get around
Get
us
around
all.
him.
That's been the pod.
Uh-oh.
Come one, come all, come running.
Come running, baby.
running.
We'll see you next time.